Hey, how's it going, everybody? Marcus here with MGN Sports, and in this video we're going to be previewing tonight's upcoming matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and Ottawa Senators. Just an absolutely abysmal performance by this Oilers team yesterday by a final score of 6-3 versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just allowed them to get out to an early lead in that one, and Toronto never really looked back. The Oilers weren't really able to stabilize things as they just fell apart even worse in that second period. Were able to come back a little bit there in the third with three third-period goals, but still wasn't enough to crawl back in and have a chance to win the game. Toronto sealed the victory there by a final score of 6-3. Senators coming off a victory yesterday versus the Devils, so they're coming into their second night of a back-to-back, feeling good about themselves after a big-time 5-2 victory versus the Devils. We'll go ahead and look at some of the matchup stats in this game, you guys. Oilers are coming into this one with a 19-14-1 away record on their season. Obviously, like I said, they did lose their last game last night by a final score of 6-3 versus the Toronto Maple Leafs, and an absolute bludgeoning of this Oilers squad. Great opportunity here on a second night of a back-to-back to get rebounding in the right direction here. I think the boys are definitely going to be coming out with their hair on fire, a little bit angry, and going to want to definitely put that performance in the rearview mirror from yesterday and get back on track here versus the Ottawa Senators, you guys. Oilers are 6-2-2 over the last 10 games, so it's not like we've been playing terrible hockey. Just seems like we've been having a couple of those bad games kind of sprinkled in here and there throughout the last little bit here, so hopefully the boys can kind of eliminate that and get back on track here versus a Senators team who has not been very good all season. Senators are coming into this game with a 29-36-4 record on their season. They got an 18-16-2 home record so far this year. Like I said, they did win their last game there. They are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, the same as the Oilers, but they were able to beat the Devils yesterday by a final score of 5-2. They are not doing too great over their last 10 games, though. Only 4 wins, 5 losses, and 1 OT loss over their last 10, so they're just flirting with that 500 hockey as of late. So definitely a game the Oilers want to jump on them early, take advantage of the lesser squad here, and get back into the win column. You don't want to start stringing together losses at this point in the season. I think the Oilers only got 14, if I'm correct, we only got 14 games left, including the one tonight versus the Senators, so we got to make the most of our opportunities. Would be nice to see us win 8-10 out of the next 14 games here going into the playoffs, you guys, so we'll have to see what happens. We'll go ahead and look at the goaltender matchup in this one as well here. As of right now, we got Calvin Pickard, who's the expected starter for the Oilers. I would definitely expect him to be in net. Obviously, he came in replacement of Skinner last night, had a few stops there in the third period, but he didn't play too much in that game, so I would definitely expect him to still get the start over Skinner in this game here. He's coming into this one with a 10-4 record on his season, a nice 2.21 goals against average, and a .920 save percentage with 2 shutouts to go with that as well. Just been playing really solid, formidable hockey on the back end for us since we made that goalie change, sending Jack Campbell down to the minors there, and Pickard has just come in and filled in very, very nicely for this Oilers club. And hopefully he can continue to keep doing that down the stretch here. We're going to need some good performances from him, especially coming on a second night of a back-to-back where we squandered our opportunity versus Toronto yesterday. Need to get back into the saddle here and get into the win column. So definitely going to want to see a good game from Pickard here tonight. He has been playing good hockey as of late, so I would expect him to have another good game for the boys here in this one. Over on the Ottawa Senators side of things here, we got Forsberg, who's the expected starter in net. He's had a bit of a shaky season so far. He's 12 wins, 12 losses on his year. He's got a 3.42 goals against average, which isn't very good. Also got an .885 save percentage and 1 shutout on his season. So definitely a guy who can be scored on at a decent clip. So the Oilers need to take advantage of that and try and bury some goals home early on this guy. I think that's going to go a long ways for the Oilers' success here. We'll look at the injury report in this game as well here. Oilers are luckily got no injuries to report of right now. It's been a nice season for the boys. Not a lot of injuries to deal with. Knock on wood, hopefully that stays the same for us here moving into the playoffs. And then we can continue to stay healthy throughout the playoff run this year would be nice to see. But over on the Ottawa Senators side of things, they got 3 guys out, all on IR. You got Norris on IR with a shoulder. You got McEwen on IR with a lower body, and Highmore's also on IR with an upper body. So no too many big-time major names for them either. Both teams are coming into this one pretty healthy, so injuries really shouldn't be affecting the outcome of this game in a massive way anyways, you guys. We'll go ahead and look at the keys to victory for this Oilers club as well before we round out this video here. Like I said, I kind of talked about it when we went over the goalies, but I think one of the biggest keys to victory for this club here is just going to be taking advantage of a slumping Forsberg. He's allowed 11 goals against in his last 2 starts, so he's averaging 5.5 goals allowed over his last 2 starts in net for the Ottawa Senators. Definitely something the Oilers want to take advantage of. Obviously wasn't the game we were looking for last night versus Toronto, so I'm hoping the boys are coming out angry and ready to roll here and pot home some goals early on Forsberg. We can't keep coming from behind and playing from behind in these games, trying to claw back into contention in that third period. We need to just make sure that we're sealing the deal early in these games and making the other team have to come back and try and get into the game versus us, instead of us always fighting, scrapping, and clawing our way back into games here. We need to come out, take advantage over Forsberg and dominate with an early lead in this game. I think that's going to go a long ways to the Oilers' success, you guys. Then the second key to victory that I have for this club here is just playing that full 60 minutes. These last few games here, it seems like we're deciding to turn on the Jets in specific periods, but we're not playing a full 60. Definitely going to need to start playing a full 60 more consistently going down the stretch here if we're going to want to, be competing for a long playoff run, you guys. We cannot be just giving, a 20-minute or 40-minute effort and allowing a team to just beat the crap out of us in 1 or 2 periods throughout the game. Got to make sure that we got all hands on deck and just playing high-quality hockey for a full 60, giving it a full 100% effort for the entirety of the game, and I think that's going to go a long ways to the Oilers' success, not just only in this game versus Ottawa, but just through the rest of the season and going into the playoffs. You can't be a 20-minute or a 40-minute team. You got to be a 60-minute team. And obviously, if the Oilers are a 60-minute team, we end up winning the game more often than not. So definitely going to be something the boys need to figure out how to just generate that amount of energy and drive for a full 60 minutes. I think that's going to go a long ways to their success here, finishing off this season, you guys. And then the final key to victory that I have for this one is McDavid and Draisaitl getting back into the plus column. Both players are -1 over their last 4 games. It's not like they haven't been producing, haven't been, the cause for the wins. Obviously, these boys are still playing really good hockey right now, but are on the ice for a few goals against as of late. Like I said, they are on the ice for a lot of goals, but seems like they have had a few goals scored against them as of late as well. Hence why they're both -1 over their last 4 games. So nice to see both of those boys kind of get back on track defensively and both get back into the plus column here. We'll have to see what happens in this game. McDavid had a great 3-assist performance there against Toronto yesterday, getting a little bit closer to that 100-assist mark. I think he's got 89, so he needs 11 more now in 14 games to go to be able to reach that 100 mark. He would become the 4th player in NHL history, I believe, to get to 100 assists in a season. So I'm rooting for him in that. I hope he can get her done here. And I think just being able for him and Draisaitl to play better defensively, have their lines play better on the defensive end, stop the puck from going in our own net when they're out on the ice. That's going to go a long ways for their success and being able to find the back of the net more consistently moving forward here, and maybe be able to score a few of them goals early on in the game instead of waiting until the third period for the boys to start potting home goals. Would be nice to see. But those are the 3 keys to victory that I have for this Oilers club here. Give you guys a little final score prediction before we round out the video. I do think the Oilers are going to come in and bounce back big time in this game. I can't see them squandering an opportunity versus a lowly Senators team who has not been playing great hockey this year. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Oilers in a pretty convincing 5-2 final, you guys. Like I said, I think we're going to jump out to an early lead here. I think the Oilers are going to be coming into this one playing a little bit angry after squandering the opportunity yesterday versus the Leafs. And Pickard's going to step up once again. He's been playing real solid in the back end for us. I think he's going to have a great game here tonight versus the Senators. And obviously with both teams being on the second night of a back-to-back, that I believe goes into the favor of the Oilers there. Obviously Ottawa had to play yesterday as well. They're the lesser of the 2 teams here, so this should definitely be an advantage for the Oilers in this game. So I'm taking the Oilers 5-2 the final. You guys would love your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. What do you think the final score will be in this game? And how many more games do you think the Oilers are going to win throughout the rest of the regular season here, you guys? We've got 14 left. I'm going to say 8-10 is going to be the goal here for the boys. More so on the 10 side would be nice, going 10-4 the rest of the way. But yeah, I would love your guys' opinion on that in the comments section down below. But that pretty well wraps it up for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, man. And this is Marcus with MGN Sports signing off. Peace.